time for another Coffee with Kilroy, or what I like to call beverage in a book. My beverage? Coffee. Your beverage? Well, that's up to you. Whatever you like, it's your time. And by the way, thank you for spending some time with me today. This is also a special Coffee with Kilroy, as it is also Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. And that's a series where I try to focus on a sci-fi or fantasy based war game, preferably, or sci-fi and fantasy board game or book game in general. And today we have a book game. We have Nova Burn, Tabletop Shmup Action. And I think Shmup stands for shoot 'em up, as in the old video shoot 'em up games. I'm not familiar with that term, Shmup. I missed out on that lingo. I wasn't a huge video game player at the arcade or on the consoles growing up. I did some. I did my fair share, but I just wasn't as consumed with it. Was watching Stranger Things with my kids, and they were like, "What's that?" I said, "That's a video arcade." And we actually were able to find a video arcade on one of our trips on one of my daughter's swim meets down in Arkansas, and found old time video arcade outside Fayetteville that we spent. My oldest and youngest, who were not in the swim meet, we spent all day there. Went and got my other daughter and brought her over and spent the rest of the day there. So we had a pretty good time playing old video games. So this is a simulation of those type of shoot 'em up games. So let's take get a sip of whatever you're drinking. I'm gonna need it as we go through this. This shouldn't be a long one today. This is a relatively short little book here, and it's really not that complicated. But we have here Tabletop Shmup Action. Choose your ship, load the wave, and blast them all in this solitaire grid-based RPG. Each wave is made of a set of enemy ships who fire a bullet pattern at you, and then it's your turn to dodge and return fire. Nova Burn uses simple, easy-to-learn D6 rules to emulate classic shooter video games through tactical combat, and you play by writing in this book. Oh, yeah, this is a write in the book game, which means I'll probably make copies, or I'll make one copy and laminate it, or who knows. But there's all kinds of different ways that we can bypass destroying the book. Good luck, Captain. All right, so let's get in this book here. Nova Burn, created by Derek A. Kamal. You have your preparing to play, how to play, ships, waves, enemy fire, move, dodge, shoot. Almost reminds me of that dodgeball game. Dodge, dip, I can't remember the 5 Ds. Anyway, but move, dodge, shoot, scoring, custom rules, Nova Burn credits. Here's your preparing to play here. This is a tabletop role-playing game that uses pen and paper to emulate classic shoot-'em-up video games, also called Shmps or STGs. Oh, that doesn't sound healthy. These shooters are about a singular hero, often in a spaceship, always blasting their way through wave after wave of enemies. If you know Gradius or Raiden, or more contemporary games like Dondopachi, never heard of any of those, then you know. So basically you're going to pick your ship. Here's your ships. Here's some of the attributes of your ship, and there's not a lot of complexity here. You've got a speed, how many spaces you can move on this grid. Shoot is how powerful your attack is. Weapon is the kind of weapon you have. The different weapons might have different abilities. And dodge is your ability to maneuver the ship. And then shields, how much damage you can take before you're hit again and then destroyed. Then the waves, they're basically going to be this 6x6 grid, and you're going to have to complete a number of waves to complete the game. And there's also boss ships in here as well. So again, all trying to emulate the video game genre. You have enemy fire, Here's a sample enemy. They would get 2 shots, so that basically they're going to roll 2 dice and then read them out on this 6x6 grid, and that's where the shot's going to be at. And then when that shot's going to be out there, you have to avoid it. If it lands on you, you got to try to dodge it, but it also, I think it affects the area above it and to the side, so that you have to dodge when you go through that zone as well. Then you have, so you move, you dodge. I think it goes enemy fire first, then you can either move or fire. I think you can pick which one you want to do first there. Here's an example of how that's done on the grid. And then it's just rinse and repeat. And once you get to row 0, you've completed that wave, and then you can go to the next wave. And so it's basically you erase that board again. So probably not going to be wanting to write in the book. You're going to want to figure out a way to laminate or copy and laminate, or just copy sheets, or do something, or maybe you can even put little markers on it. That might work here too. Then you got your scoring and achievements and clearing the game. So Nova Burn has one main game of 3 stages, each containing 4 waves. If you survive all of them, then you have cleared the game. So yeah, that's a lot of waves, because each one of these 6x6 grids is a wave. But once you knock out the enemies on that wave, I don't think they reboot. So you just got to move and avoid whatever shots are on the board, and then get to that last row. If there's a lot of enemies on there, then of course you're going to be dealing with them, and I imagine they get tougher as that goes on. Here's some custom rules. Here's some random enemies here. And they've got their stats, their name, symbol. And the symbol, I guess, is what you would just mark them on the chart. Shot and hit points. And shot means that they're just going to roll that many times on that grid and leave shots on the grid that I think basically stay out there, so they become kind of obstacles. And here's some enemy bosses here. And there, of course, you can see a lot heavier, a lot more shots, and a lot more hit points. And this is a neat little thing here. Insert coin. So it's basically giving you the screen, like if this was one of those old-timey video games or arcade games. And gives you the start screen, kind of like this is you would see one of those games. Then select ship. So you can select your ship here. And these are your ships that you can use. They have different speeds, what their weapons are, what kind of what they shoot, or what their shots are, what the kind of weapons, and what their dodge ability is, and then how many shields they have. So basically you have that shield, and then the next hit, I think, after a shield is bye-bye. And this is the game. I mean, the rest of this is just other pages. There's not a lot in here, but there's like 2 or 3 of these pages. Well, these are the stages, I guess. So they're just doing stages. So this is stage 1, and here's your grid. Here's stage 2, then here's your grid, which is basically the board, right? Here's stage 3, and here's your grid, and that's it. And they got notes and high score. So not a lot in this game. I mean, that's in game over. So that's not a lot in this book. So you really are, I mean, after you ride and race on this, 3 times or so, this is going to be pretty rough. So, you're probably going to have to copy this page and laminate it or do what you have with it. So, but we've talked about that a lot in the whole war game book playlist, which I'll put this in the Coffee with Kilroy, of course. I'll put this in Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday. Also put in the war game book and area and the bookshelf. So if you guys are going through my playlists down below, I've got those organized. I'm a little anal when it comes to that, but I've got things trying to organize to make it a little bit easier if you guys are wanting to find a video or find something I'm on a different topic or a specific topic. You got those playlists hopefully to help guide you to some of the stuff that's out there. So that's Nova Burn. It's timely today because by the time you are, let me get a drink here. By the time you're watching this, hopefully I should be in New York City. I'm flying out, as I'm filming this, I'm flying out tonight to go pick up my son, who just went through the summer leadership experience at West Point. So he's considering that. So this is a week-long course where they put you through the ringer and see how you stand up, but it also gives you a chance to see if you like it or if you want to go that route. So he's been doing that all week, and flying out there, there's a little ceremony, and I'll get a tour. I might do something from the road, hopefully, if I get time, and do a piece and send that to y'all or post it. But flying out there, and then after we pick him up, that's up in the Hudson Valley area and just north of Newark, fly into Newark. So I'll pick him up, and then we're going to spend a day in the city. So on Sci-Fi Fantasy Saturday, while you're watching this, I hope this posts right, I will be in the city. So been there several times mainly on business, but my son's never been there, so should be an interesting trip. And then we fly back out the next day, or fly back here to the next day. So then he's got to get ready for a whole host of camps. So he's got a really busy summer of really just prepping for his senior year before he goes off to college. This is all try it before you buy it summer. So he's going to four, actually counting West Point, 4 straight camps. So busy boy. So anyway, and the reason why this is timely, I might take this on the trip with me. I haven't flown. It's been I don't know, 8 months since I've flown. I might take this one or at least one of the other books that war game books or books that I've been covering or talking about. I'm planning on taking one of them on the trip. I've got the flight I have. I've got a connecting flight on the way there and on the way back, I believe. So I've got some time. So that's my thought, taking something like this on the trip, because I think these fit nice. I mean, if you're okay marketing the book, these are perfectly fine for a plane. They don't take up much room, and you just need to take some dice with you. And a pencil. But if you don't like marketing the book, then you're going to need to do some prep work. And these fit well with that. The other ones I've covered, probably like the Lambo ones and the Minden ones, they might be a little bit clunkier. If you don't want to write in the book, then they probably take a little bit more effort to make some stuff. You make some copies or have some pieces that or markers that you want to have if you don't want to destroy the book, because especially the Minden games, they really kind of go outside the book a little bit. But for the most part, these games are relatively easy to carry and play and put away. So what more can you ask? So I hope you are having a great Saturday, and hope you have a great rest of the Saturday and have a great weekend. I shall be back. I wasn't able to do as much content as I wanted this last week because of all the prep, and we had to get them up there for the flight and all the other kind of stuff going on. So anyway, thank you for spending some time with me today. I know it's precious, so any amount of time you spend is greatly appreciated, and I really mean that. I hope you are finding these little war game books or these game books interesting. I've got some ideas to cover some more. I've got some more Minden, and I have some more some books that I've had for a while, and I didn't think of them to put in this segment, but I think they fit very well in this segment. So a little bit of a teaser there. I got some good war game books on the way that I think fit in this as well. So anyway, that's what I have for you today, and you have a great one. Thanks for watching.